Are you actually on like TRT though?
What would be the point though?
I mean, because men's hormone levels dip as they get older.
No, they don't.
Not to call
That's just stupid.
Why do fake natties have the worst arguments for them being natural?
You're not natural. Stop saying that you are.
He is never going to admit that he's used anabolic steroids.
How you been, first of all, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And we have so many topics to cover that we haven't even talking about the last 3 movies I did in full detail or anything like that. And we'll do it at a different time because I think you hit something out of the park the other day. You said you wanted to talk about this video that went viral.
Yeah, so this video was recent, right? I saw it, I think it was shot at Goals. We don't have to bring up who shot the video if you don't want to. I don't care. But the point is, it was in the middle of it. I don't know if you want to talk who shot the video. But the point is, you were at Goals, right? You were at Goals Gym working out.
No,
right?
I was in Powerhouse Iris's gym, grand opening celebration in Vegas.
Right.
Yeah, so they flew me over for an appearance to say hello, and Mona and Titan, and so we were meeting and greeting all the fans there. I was doing an appearance.
Right.
Iris
so you
Kyle.
were in the middle of this. You were in the middle of appearance, but it was like in the gym setting, right in the middle of the gym.
Yeah, it was the Powerhouse Gym. Her gym
Right.
just did a kind of a real cool grand opening because when they did open, it was COVID and shut down, so couldn't do it at that time.
So the guy comes up to you with a video camera, right? Somebody's filming him. He comes up to you, and he asks you some cycle or trend or something like that, right? Hey, Mike, what do you take for cycle? Something like that, right?
Yeah,
and
it's Kenny KO, man. He came up and
so
he's one of these tabloid YouTubers, like I know there's a whole bunch of those guys out there. That Kenny KO, these are great guys, man. They're funny. They're tabloid guys. They're not really health and fitness guys, but they make a living off of people's names. I get it.
But the point is what? He keeps saying that you are not natural, right? And he keeps on trying to let you admit it on camera. Like, what's the point of the whole thing?
I think the point for him is to get views. I mean, that's all it is. It's kind of like to get the stuff going and stuff. I'll say they're all, it's TV, it's entertainment. He's a funny cat. He's a cool kid. He's a kid, man. But yeah, he's a good guy. I actually, because I was doing the appearance and everything, and they came up and did that. I tried to use the moment again to try to give some knowledge to the society, and it seems like the society. And again, don't throw pearls to swine because they won't hear it. And I find that, and you can tell me if this is not true, but their fan base are the guys that want the excuses. Tell me you can't be these guys. You can't be a pro bodybuilder unless you do this. That way I don't feel bad about myself. It's like Joe Rogan said it the best. They're the guys that want excuses. They'll make up excuses, and they want nobody to succeed, and that way they can feel good about themselves. And that's the fan base they're talking to.
So you go on like this, you try to school them basically about longevity and show them other people in the gym who are been doing this for many years, and you're basically schooling him on what it takes to be in your shoes, right? That's what the point of the video was from your perspective, right?
My perspective is trying to it wasn't trying to school him. It was trying to see if those guys that do the tabloids will, if they want to say somebody's on stuff, that's cool, or they want to say this guy's natural or this guy, but they only give one option to most of the stuff. It's like, you asked me that a couple weeks ago. You said, "Is the guy in Thor on anything?" Absolutely not. In person, he's not a big guy at all. But the question would be like everybody. Oh yeah, he's definitely on something. Even Joe Rogan said that. Joe Rogan said, "Yeah, he's on something." He's not a big guy, and so I'm around guys that play pro ball, and these guys walk around, and none of them are on anything, and they're monsters. This kid that's 14 years old, 300 pounds. He's a sophomore in school. He's a giant. There's big people out there. And my point of it was, I know what your point is. I didn't mean to school him. I tried to prove a point, and he kept going with, well, Mike, your genetics. And you're saying, so when I was trying to talk about this guy's what, 30? I don't know how old Kenny KO is, late 20s, early 30s, but he's been on the gas. He's gassed up hard. And that his strongest was never even me going through puberty strong. And he kept going back to genetics. But everybody at the top level has some kind of genetics or work ethic.
My point is this, Mike. Isn't it just a waste of time for you to do this? For you
it's
to
not.
Basically contribute to the video where the audience that are watching it, do they really care about?
Okay. I stand corrected.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I stand corrected. You're right. It is a waste of time because, and I didn't realize it at the time, because I'm trying to talk to these guys and go, and you hit it out of the park because you said, is it a waste of time? It really is, because of the fact that they've already made up their minds. Right. They want to hear that you're doing something. They want to hear that. And if you say no, they've already made up their minds. I think the point of me, though, was I was trying to talk to that one kid. So when Sean Ray got his failed the drug test, they gave it to Mike Ashley at the Arnold because Mike Ashley made the drug test and clean. Now, for me, as a 16-year-old kid and seeing that 17 years old, and I go, wow, okay, everybody's telling me one thing, and I'm so young, so it was going to wait forever anyways. It gave me a little hope, and I wish these guys would stop going, and you were right, because you said it wasn't a waste of time. It wouldn't have been a waste of time, but all these guys that do the steroid talking, single one of them, they said the same thing. No, that's not true. Everybody's testosterone dropped. That's the biggest crap. Do you remember? That's all that my team, when they reported back, they said, everybody said, well, that's not true. It is true. It isn't true. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say not everybody just goes, hey, you get older, your testosterone drops. I can find 20-year-olds with 200 testosterone level, and I can find 60-year-olds with 700, and it's natural.
Sure.
Do you understand my point? I was trying to do something.
I totally get it.
But it went to deaf ears because you're right. It was a waste of, I'm there to do an appearance and meet people. And I wanted to talk to somebody out there, those kids going, don't do this. All these guys that are giving you the information going, everybody's on it, all that stuff. It's only because they never accomplished anything. And they're not even in the fitness industry. They're just guys. To be in the fitness industry and relevant and doing something, you got to be a competitor and doing this stuff or being asked questions in the sense of being on shows or your information. But all these guys are just making their name off of other people. If you're making your fame and name off of other individuals, you're just a tabloid. My content is just me lifting.
Tabloids, tabloids is one of those things where, they always exist in every single industry, right? It's always going to exist because people want to get a quick information. They want to see rumors. It's always going to exist. I don't think it's a problem, really. I think the only thing is, I just personally, I was wondering why Mike O'Hearn,
I try.
Going into these
I'm trying to save the kids out there. I'm trying to save the kids and go, don't go that route. I'm trying, but you're right. Tabloids, Harvey's one of my close friends. And Harvey, TMZ, he's a great guy. And Harvey always calls me and goes, hey, did you hear about this? I'm doing research. And he digs into it. These guys don't dig. These guys just, and again, I wasted 30 minutes trying to talk to those kids out there going, the guys you're listening to never made it. And they're making it off of other people's names. Now they're good guys. I got nothing against them, and they're doing the same thing Harvey did or does, but they don't give both sides of it. And they're saying, no, everybody's testosterone drops. That's not true. There's ways to eat, and they know this, and they're gonna still come back and go, no, it's automatically drops. You can't of course you can. You can exercise, you can sleep right, you can drink, you can be healthy, you can stop eating cheat food, you can get moving and grooving. That's clear. It can go up. And that was the whole point. When he kept going back to genetics with me, I'm like, okay, he's just going to stay on that. Okay, this conversation's dead. Mona, come here. And then still, it's like, wait a minute. You're going to try to say something about my baby that just had, and he goes, and other people are like, well, she's probably on a low dose. She just had a kid. Are you guys, that's the level of you guys are all special slow. Because you know what I mean? It's all of them are special slow because of the fact that they're going, she's on a little something. She won the universe, looked like that before, during the pregnancy, and after. Are you saying that you can actually be on this stuff through pregnancy? And that's what they're saying.
Right.
So
I was watching this video. I forgot what channel it was. There was some guy, right, walking around with a camcorder, basically, also.
with what?
With a camcorder, a video,
Okay.
whatever, phone. I don't know what he was recording it on, but basically, it's just kind of like, what do you think about these guys, right? That basically like they go to an expo, for example, and they approach a fitness celebrity, right? I saw this one video. He comes up to, a Big Boy from Strength Cartel.
Oh, yeah, I know Big Boy. He's a good friend.
Yeah. So this guy, I don't even know his name. He comes up to Big Boy, right? And he's like, "Oh, how tall are you? Let me measure your," like just some kind of random things. Obviously, Big Boy's like, "Listen, I don't want you to measure me." Like it's just weird for him, So like they want to like expose something. So maybe they heard Big Boy said something about his height, and they trying to like prove him wrong to the people. So like
I like how Big Boy handled that.
Big Boy was just kind of like, "Listen, I'm not gonna do it. I can take a picture with you if you want, but just like, listen, brother, you know what I mean?" Just walk
I
away
get
from
it.
me, like,
So what do we do? Because I mean that was I don't. How tall are you? Oh, you're a half an inch shorter or a half an inch taller than you were. I don't know.
Right. That's weird.
I understand that they want to be their tabloids, and those tabloid guys make a lot of name for themselves, or they make a name for themselves because nobody knows these guys prior to them talking about people. And that's the biggest thing. It's like, so they're making a business, they're doing some stuff. And again, I think Kenny's a great guy, and we're going to team up here and we're going to do some funny stuff together and stuff. I think he's a good cat, but yeah, they got to make a living. They got to do their thing. And here's one of the biggest things. You said it was a waste of time. And I didn't realize that until maybe 2 days ago. And we did the filming that they came up to me a couple weeks back, I think 3 weeks back. And it didn't occur to me until now that everybody after the video, all they did is go, testosterone lowers over time. And it just got me just thinking this, like, you go to cancer, right? Does every single person die of cancer that gets cancer? Or do some people come back?
Of course they come back.
Some people come back, right? That's common knowledge.
Of course.
All right. So there's other things like that. It's like there's guys that walk around genetic freaks, and there's girls that are stronger than guys. So why is it when it's testosterone that it has to be testosterone? Everybody's goes down, and the only way to be big is with high testosterone for these, I guess, these average Joes that don't understand it. Why is that? Do you know why that would be?
I think King Kamali is the one to blame for this.
Yeah.
Did you hear King Kamali, right?
Yeah.
His most famous quote is, "Everybody is on steroids." Period.
I can understand him saying that, though.
He says that all the time. He's like, "I know golfers, I know this, I know that." He's like, "Everybody's on steroids," which obviously is not. It's obviously not true. You know what I mean? But I understand.
Yeah, there's no truth to that. But I mean, right. I've just been around too many pro athletes that really succeed, that are just they workhorses, and we know bodybuilders that succeed. Yeah.
I have a question for you. When you meet somebody for the first time, right? Or not first time, but let's say you meet somebody in the gym and they're like super strong, right? You actually look at them and you like respect them. Mike O'Hearn gets their respect.
Okay.
At some point, do you ask them, "Hey, are you
I don't give an F. If
so you would
you don't. I don't give an F. I don't care, because whatever anybody else does or thinks is their business. It has nothing to do with me. You could do all the gear in the world. I'm still going to be here doing my thing. And again, I always said if I did gear, I would have been over in the 90s. That's the weird thing. Yeah, because people, and this is another one now. I don't know how old I am. The internet says I'm 65, 75 now. I don't know. But I got a question. I'm not visually on screen or in photos a large human or a buffed guy. I'm a good sized guy, but I'm not a big guy, right?
It looked jacked to me.
Well, yeah, but I don't look like Gunther Scherklum jacked or Jay Cutler jacked, right? But standing next,
I know what you're saying. I know.
Yeah, but next to him, I dwarf him, and then strongmen that are 6'8" dwarf me, and so it doesn't register over stuff. And then so I asked you to look at a video, right?
Yes, the skull crushers. Yeah.
So we got a skull crusher here. This is 250. I guess it's 55 because I'm using the Duffalo bar. And so I'm repping out 255 now, 2022. Okay. So I got a question for you. This is me and Francis Benefato over, back in the early 90s.
Yes, very good. Yeah, I can see. Look, you see the hardness here, you see the tension? You will see. It's soft now, and look when you pull. Look what I want you to work. This part, this one. Same thing now.
Who do you think is stronger?
That Mike O'Hearn or you now?
Yeah. I just did 255 the other day, 500 on incline, 500 on reverse bench, playing around with weights. Everybody goes, dude, you're strong. Bent over rowing 405 with no straps, belt, grips, nothing. Who's stronger?
Is that a trick question now? Is that a trick question?
I'm just asking a question. That delicate little flower that you just saw or me today?
Okay, so logically speaking, you should have been stronger then, right? Logically speaking.
I know, but I'm 20 years old there. So why would that 20-year-old be stronger than me? Old man strength.
Well, younger usually means you're stronger. So I'll go. I think it's a trick. No, maybe it's not. Maybe no.
I'm not trying to trick you.
No.
I'm not trying to trick you. I'm trying to ask you a question. What did you see when you saw me do the tricep extensions?
Basically
a guy lifting heavy weight, right?
I saw huge weights in a bar, obviously, right? So,
but that's it, right?
Right. Well, that's enough to show strength, don't you think? Logically,
okay.
I mean, like when you see it visually.
Now you're an intelligent guy. Would you agree with me? I think you are.
I would hope so.
Well, you're a bright guy, and you saw that. Okay. And so go back to your point at the gym. Was it a waste of time? I don't know. Maybe I saved one kid. But you're a bright guy, and all you saw is me lifting heavy weights. Mm-hmm. And it was right in front of you. What you didn't see is here I am in high school at 15, 16 years old, and here I am right now. So there's 4 decades. Mm-hmm. Same weight, 270 pounds, same strength. So what you didn't see in the tricep extension, and this is what everybody misses. They go, and they're coming up with new theories. Well, it's a low dose. Are you kidding me? So on a low dose, a guy can lift for 40 years. So you're saying steroids, that's what society, these guys are saying now. Steroids are great for you. Do it since you're a teenager. It's okay. It's like, really? That's what you're telling people? I want them to go, here's the scoop. You can do it, but you can't keep it. You can do a little dose and you might get better, but you're not going to do a little dose and get stronger than everybody else. You're not going to do a little dose and get on stage and win the universe. You can't. So they're all over the place, and you're a bright guy, and I'm expecting them to pick up that when they saw the tricep extension, they go, wow, he's doing that now. And he's been doing it 1980s, 1990s, 2000. 2010, 2020, and now 220, almost 3. Consistent. Did I get stronger? Not much. I'm okay with that. Did I get much bigger? No, I didn't really. Just got a little denser. So it was the tortoise thing. And I was trying to get these guys to talk to these kids, and that was the point of it. And it completely didn't go there. None of them picked up on it because it goes back to what you said. They're just tabloids. They don't want to give props. They want to give excuses because that's their fan base is going, forget it. He's on drugs. And then the weirdest thing is they think that if I say anything, I lose contracts. Whatever I say, everybody knows or doesn't know. They've made up their mind. And that has nothing to do with us. My question to you is this. As somebody that's been in this industry and lasted longer than almost everybody except people like Robbie Robinson, Albert Beckel, that are still just in that physique. I don't mean alive. I don't mean here. I don't mean relevant. I mean still stupid strong and doing this. As a representation of health and fitness, how can I make them go, give both sides of the story? Give them the, hey, this is what they can do for you. But on the other side, this is what they'll do to you. They'll destroy your connective tissue. They'll age you. So that's some of the biggest things, because I wouldn't be able to do this today in this movie here. And this movie right here is the picture from Magazine Dreams. We're going to give you that so you can throw that up there. But I play a 38-year-old kid in this movie that manipulates this other person. Was it a waste of time? I guess we let the fans tell me. Maybe there's a couple kids out there and go, cool, I'm gonna go this route because I want to go this route. It doesn't matter. If I don't get the masses.
Do you think the problem really is the audience of bodybuilding and fitness? Do you think it's not so much the tabloids, but really the audience? I mean, it's like...
everybody plays to the audience, right? And that's their audience?
Sure. It's their audience, but maybe it's just the overall audience. Sometimes, people are very conflicted in the industry. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. It's something. The titles are great and all that's great, and we've talked about that. But I think deep-heartedly, I want people to experience health and fitness the way I did, or Robbie or Lee Haney. It's like you can really make a great life for yourself, healthy-wise. I know that I think most people, at least my audience, I think now is I want to be able to train and be an animal and an athletic animal for a lifetime. And so I think that's where we're going into. And we got to have the other side. You got to let these guys talk about you. And if you can't be talked about and you're all crying about, oh, this guy said this and this, then this isn't for you. I've been talked about since I was in junior high school. So it don't bother. It's cute what these guys do because my girlfriend's bigger than all of the guys. So it doesn't matter, or stronger than them. So it's like, who's saying you're on it? I don't care. And again, they're going to say you're on it and they're going to believe it. And there's going to be other ones like me with Mike Ashley. I don't know if he is or not, but I like looking at the option that he wasn't and that glimmer of hope. That was it for me. I look at, in that sense, when it comes to health and fitness, I look at the positive side. I don't care that Arnold came out and talked about his stuff. I don't care about that. It was his personality that made it for me. It wasn't anything else. So I got to ask you, though, because you talk to so many of these guys. Right. You talk to so many of these guys that I'm curious to you on what are they trying to get? Are they trying to get money? Are they trying to get fame? Are they trying to get it?
Some of the podcasters or
just podcasters or anybody.
Listen, man, it's the same with everybody, right? People want to get views, convert that into money, and live a happy life. It's really a simple way to understand it. You know what I mean? They want to make a name. They want to be at the forefront, and they want to be recognizable. You know what I mean? It's like not everybody can be an athlete. Not everybody can be Mike O'Hearn. You know what I mean? Not everybody can do even both. Like, it's hard to do both. You can do both. You can do media, and you can also do, like, you can be an athlete at the same time, right? It's very difficult. You said something last week. You said, or when we talked, it's like, would we hear of these other guys? I was always with the guys, but I was always in the back seat to those guys. Wasn't I not? To what? To the bodybuilding? Like to the Mr. Olympia is always the front runner. There's nothing wrong with being you and being different and being a character. Tom Plaz never won the Olympia. Exactly. But we always talk. We still talk about Tom. He's a great personality. But listen, when it comes to Jay, okay, you're making a point of Jay Cutler, right? If you didn't win the Olympias, then
Or Phil, or any of those guys that won it.
if they didn't win the Olympias, what I was saying is that it would have to be another way for us to find out about him, right? It would have to be another way. They would have to somehow be recognized. That's what I was trying to tell you. Like, if Jay Cutler didn't win the Olympias, right, but he was still had amazing personality, and he would have converted that into social media or something, some kind of other media. Forget about social media. If you would have booked the movie roles, like we needed to find out about him somehow. That's what I was trying to explain. You know that, right?
Yeah, and I guess, wow, it's funny. What a circle. Because if we go all the way back to one of our first talks, we talked about something. We talked about, is it the title or the personality? Because today, these kids, there's some kids out there that never competed, never did anything, and their personalities, I watch them and I go, this kid's doing it. I like watching them. It gives me some good energy and stuff. And so I like that stuff.
I guess, I guess personality at the end of the day, right? But when it comes to what? To being what, famous?
I think all of it. I think your character, you sitting in the trenches and developing a character and a personality that the majority love. The Rock didn't make pro football. That was his dream. And it was his personality, and it took time to get that quality when it came to wrestling. And now look at him. He's the biggest thing in the world. And so everybody finds their niche, but I think it has to be in the trenches. Maybe you lose. You lose over and over again, and then you finally find you and who you are, and you're talking to people, and you just win. I just don't want these kids to go out there and go, I have to win the show. If I don't win the show, I'm a loser. That's not it. I've seen more fifth place kids take fifth place, and their personality is so good, and they light up the stage that they continue on and do something.
Well, let's take Mayweather, for example, right? Like Mayweather has capability to sell out all these fights, right? But he never lost, right? So would he be as relevant if he would have still be just as exciting to watch in those press conferences, but he would have lost a bunch of fights? Would he still be on that level, in your opinion?
Okay, now you just took it a whole different step. And I think, and that's why the tabloids, I think that's why they're good, because there is a fan base for them. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that these tabloid guys like Kenny, he's pretty funny to watch. I'll watch some of his funny. It's funny. Some of the other guys I really haven't watched and stuff, but Tony Huge, Tony, right? He's funny to watch. He's a character. So going to Mayweather, I think Mayweather was someone that could back it up. And then he also had a mouth on him that would just make people laugh, both sides. You either love him or hate him. And like you said, you're paying for the pay-per-view. And I'm one of those guys. Conor McGregor. Nobody like Conor McGregor, right? At that time. You got to have a personality.
Also similar love and hate. I would say love and hate situation with the fans,
I got a question for you, though. Why, when somebody's winning, does the majority want to see him fall? Or it seems like I see people going, oh, I want him to lose now. It's like, wait a minute. It seemed like a year ago you just loved the guy. Oh, he keeps winning now.
It's the same thing with Phil Heath. You know what I'm saying? Like Phil Heath, a lot of people for some reason, like he was to me, he was an amazing bodybuilder, but he faced that. You know what I mean? Especially after the first film, like we had a conversation about that with him.
Why would people want Generation Iron? Why do you think? Because I think Phil's a great guy. Why would they want him to lose? And when he was winning, I understand having a battle, 100%. I would like to see Phil go against a battle, but why the desire? I want to see you drop now that you've made it. I don't like that.
A lot of the fans, they found him to be, for whatever reason, cocky or something. You know what I mean? That they thought that Kai was such a humble guy, and Phil was just like he had like this confidence, and he was not scared to express it.
Right.
And the first film, you know what I mean? Like everybody was like, and it wasn't just Phil. Like if you see the first Generation Iron, there was a lot of people talking shit before the competition, right? It's just And obviously Phil is a champion, you know what I mean? People are like, oh, he's cocky, whatever, won't kite to him. You know what I mean? It's also the way, like the stories. People just love the underdog story. You know what I mean? And it's not that the film wanted to make Phil look a certain way. It's just the way the personalities were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
That
after
makes
that, it's just how it was. And I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with Phil. I feel like he's an amazing bodybuilder, and also as a champion. The way he was talking at press conference, I personally liked it. I was like, okay, that's the way he should sound. Why be super humble? That's not fun to watch. Just be exactly how you are. It's just that the fans would always find something that they're going to be like, oh, he's too this, too that. You know what I mean? But Phil did exactly what he should have done, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was just perfect.
I'm with you on that. I didn't want to see Phil lose. I loved seeing him in battle because the competition always makes for a better a fight, and it makes the champion even better. But just people around, I was hearing him say that, and I'm like, those are two complete ones. Kai Green is an artist. He's Phil's a college athlete that's really good. Those are two different personalities, and I liked both personalities, and they're both great guys.
Definitely.
But it gives us a good sight on. There's individuals that want to see champions be champions and continue, and then there's people that wants to see people drop, and that's the fan base that these tabloid people are getting onto, going, hey, who do you want me to pick on? I'll pick on anybody. So in social media, but again, do you think I wasted my time trying to talk about that, how these guys identify testosterone, and everybody's testosterone drops, which is not true, and just trying to make my point, trying to help, was a waste of time?
It's really subjective. You know what I'm saying? I thought, like, why is Mike doing it? You know what I mean? He's way above all that stuff. He doesn't have to even. I feel personally, you don't even have to address that subject at all. You know what I mean? At all. Like, I mean, I guess on your platform, when you have your own platform, you can talk about it. But like, as far as answering questions, you don't even have to do. You know what I mean?
Nah, they made up their mind. But I do like the idea of Mike actually didn't say anything, but that pushed me, and I'm maybe that one guy.
Sure.
And one day I get to tell him that. And so maybe that conversation triggered one person, and in 20, 30 years, that one person is just kicking butt, doing whatever it is, martial arts, movies, football, whatever it is. And it's like that video I saw gave me a little hope. I guess I wish we could go back. The 80s was hope. That's what the lifting was. It was friendships. It was hope. We're all going to get better. We're going to do it together. We're going to compete against each other. I'm not going to give you an easy competition, but we're going to make each other better. And now it seems like it's just everybody sliding in everybody. And it's like, wow, this is ugly. This is ugly.
Sure. Speaking of hope, I want to change subject. The last thing I want to talk today is about, are you officially leaving California? Is that true? I saw some of the stuff you posted the other day. Is that true, or are you still contemplating?
No, we're going to keep our. I do real estate. I always have since the early 90s, and so we're going to keep all of our properties and stuff like that out here. But we are going to get a place down there as well, because I do want Titan going to school out of LA. I can't have them in LA doing schools here. These people are weird.
If Mike O'Hearn leaves Gold's Gym, if you leave Venice, if you're no longer there training, okay, let's be honest here. Is this the end of Venice? Because
Mike O'Hearn doesn't.
We're talking about the Mecca, right? The Mecca.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler left, right? I don't know.
Chris,
I don't know.
Flex Wheeler was there. Chris, Jim Quinn, Mike Quinn, Tom Plaz. Man, I could name hundreds, thousands of guys. Guys I even forgot about. It's just Roy Liedermeyer. I mean, I can go old school. Roger Collender. It's like I'll still be in and out, but we are going to get down there. I need him to go to school where it's a public school where he's out there with the kids and messing around again. These snowflakes out here in LA, I can't raise my son here.
Wow. Wow. The way I imagine you are the symbol of California. California bodybuilding. I'm talking about, right, Mike O'Hearn?
I
Did you think
appreciate
it
that.
through? Did you think it all the way through?
Well, I mean, we'll be back and forth, and we're not out of California for good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's left? Who's left in goals, Jim? Does Arnold Schwarzenegger still ever come there to train?
Arnold, Robbie.
Robbie
There's some guys people don't. Some great guys to me. Steve Davis is there, and there's other guys there. Larry's there. Old Mr. California's. There's a lot of old school 75 guys, that were there during the 75s, 80s, and the 80s. The kids probably don't know about them today, but man, I enjoy it because we chat about training back in the 70s and 80s. It's pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, it's crazy. So some people still there. Okay, so maybe not a total.
Well, I hope my discussion with Kenny puts some light on some things, but I do understand your point, and I was so hoping that the guys that do talk about that side of the bodybuilding world were not so cut and dry and gave these, because here's the problem. Like I said, you saw a video, but you didn't correlate those elbows and shoulders and everything, and he's this strong, and he's been this strong for 40 years. It's not about me being strong. It's about that was all happening in that one video. Sure. And I wish that these guys, when they talk about testosterone, it's not testosterone. It's Mona's jacked. People are jacked. Not everybody's drops. For those kids out there that think this is the only way, it's not the only way. And these guys will talk about it. I think they will in the future going, hey, 20-year-olds have bad testosterone. 70-year-olds have great testosterone. Some. Right. And there's some that don't. But not everybody's the same. Not everybody's Vlad. Not everybody's Mona. Not everybody's Mike O'Hearn.
Thanks for putting me in there, bro. But I agree with you 100%. Definitely 100%. You got to have both options. The same way with the organizations, the same way with videos, you need to have variety of content. You can't just push one agenda all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? You need to have diverse content. And I'm
okay with those guys. They got to keep doing their, they got mortgages to pay, or at least apartments. I do want to say that what a feedback we had off of Stan Efferdin's video last week.
That was crazy, yeah.
And I got some incredible guys coming in. Tony Hughes is going to come in here. We're going to get Stan back in. We're going to talk about myths. We're going to talk about myths next and blood work with him. And I'm excited about that. And so everybody really loved him. And then Dr. Gabrielle to talk about steak, because you and I talked about steak. And George Ferris, remember? George says, don't do it, maybe once a week. Well, we got some incredible studies for the future. So I want everybody to keep coming to this show, keep checking us out, keep staying with us, because we got some amazing stuff coming.
You're killing it, Mike. The Mike O'Hearn Show, best show in the world.
Was it a waste of time? Right? That's the question. Was it a waste of time? I don't think so. The fans that were at the appearance, and so it didn't take too much time away from me. I got to talk to this guy, and again, I think KO Kenny, he's a good cat. He's a good cat, and he's trying to give entertainment, and I think that's what it is. It's entertainment. And also this, I don't think he's the guy that should talk to you guys about the stuff. So he can say whatever he wants. But there's other guys that do talk about the other side of bodybuilding, the chemical part of it. And I think it's on them that aren't doing it justice. Those guys are hyping up to me that that's the only thing. And like he said, he named somebody that says everybody's on it. That's not true, guys. That's not true. But stay on the path that you want to do here. And that was the point of the video with Kenny KO, is to say testosterone, when you hit 35, I get messages, hey, it's dropped. No, you don't know it's dropped. Go get your blood work. Go do something. Get on a nutrition plan. Train. Give it some time. Give it a year of good nutrition and training and see what you can do before you go down that road. That's it. That's all that was about. These guys are great. Nobody's, from me to them, keep doing your thing. Keep crushing it. If you got fan base that love you, keep it going. But let's team up. I think I'd love to talk to some of these guys that are out there talking about that side of it, because I would like to get their intake and their studies on, no, everybody's drops. That's it. Unless you have high testosterone, you can't be strong, you can't have muscle. I'd love to see these studies that they're coming up with and saying that, because there isn't. So let's do this. This is the Mike O'Hearn Show. Again, this is my wrap up. Thank you for watching. Again, we have... Jeffrey, what is the email that these guys can write questions over to?
support@mikeohearnlifestyle.com.
Support@mikeohearnlifestyle.com. If you have a question or a guest that you would like to bring on the show, I will do that for you guys. And if you have questions, just hit us up. We'd love to hear from you. Until next week, we'll talk to you soon. The Mike O'Hearn Show on Generation Iron. Have a great day.